The main pivot to the center field here is Kaishu Sano, and next to him you have Paul Nebel and Nadim Amiri. And on the left-hand side, the left midfield, you have Philip Moene. On the right-hand side, you have Sylvan Vidma. In front of them, you have the strikers there, Philip Tit and Geraldo Becker.
And Bayern Munich is parading a squad that is not, one would say, their regular squad. And you've got in the goalpost today, Jonas Olbrich, and we've got a four-man defensive lineup made up of Alphonso Davies on the left-hand side and Konrad Laimer on the right-hand side. We've got Hiroko Ito pairing up with Min Jae Kim in the middle of the defense. And in holding midfield position, Bayern is introducing a very young, talented chap. His name is Bara Sapoko Ndiaye. He's Senegalese but played in Gambia before joining the Bavarians. And he pairs up with Alexander Pavlovich in the holding midfield position. On the wings, we've got Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz, of course, a very regular feature in the Bayern side. Very, very dangerous winger. He is playing today in the Bayern team. And he pairs up with Rafael Guerrero on that right-hand side. In the middle of the attacking midfield, we've got Leon Goretzka. And making another attempt to put his name on the score sheet today will be Nicholas Jackson. The dangerous man in front there, Nicholas Jackson, is at the arrowhead of the Bayern lineup for today.
That's right. As we're about to get a kickoff here, looking at Bayern's bench, Michael, it's just a mere bench, right?
It's not just a mere bench. This is the starting lineup for many teams.
It's a very expensive bench. And I think they have that luxury of having players like Harry Kane, waiting, Jamal Musiala, Michael Olise, Josip Stanisic. Stanisic has been phenomenal this season. It's going to be a beautiful day here at the Meva Arena in Rhineland-Pfalz, Germany. As we're about to get this kickoff here, Michael, how do you think this game is going to end?
I think it's going to be a very, very difficult game for Bayern Munich because they are playing in the Mainz Arena and they've already won the league. So I think that's probably taking off a bit of the edge of their competitiveness.
Right, off we go. Bayern are playing in their away jersey, something like black and gray, playing from right to left. Mainz, of course, in the usual red and white, playing from left to right, as we see on the right-hand side there. Geraldo Becker trying to play a twist and turn, but of course, playing back to Dani da Costa. Dani da Costa cannot find his way through. And then Stefan Posch playing all the way back to Daniel beats the goalkeeper. But it looks like Bayern, it looks like Mainz are going to press a bit harder today. What's the strategy they brought in? I can't really say, of course, but they've lost possession as the ball is being played on the right hand, on Bayern's right, playing all the way here to my left-hand side here, to the left-hand side, right to closer to me. Alphonso Davies playing back to Hiraki Ito. It's going to be a slow build-up. Bayern, of course, they're not going to take this as a normal day, giving Vincent Kompany and what he aims to achieve with this particular team. It's going to be another tough day. They've been pressing really hard. Bayern have been pushing really hard to get things, to make a big, big record. They've already made some record there, but as to lose possession in the center circle, but a very good defending there by, I think, is it Dani da Costa or Stefan Posch? One of them in the center circle as Mainz play on towards the right-hand side. Also trying to build up slowly, but obviously not taking any risk on this day. Bayern back to Hiraki Ito. Ito test, look for Pavlovich. Pavlovich playing all the way to Goretzka. So that is it's not going to be an easy day for Mainz today as Bayern plays on the right-hand side. We see they lose possession though. Ball back in the 18-yard box of Mainz with the goalkeeper Bats playing all the way through. Alphonso Davies now in possession of that ball. And of course, Davies playing all the way back to Min Jae Kim. Min Jae, one of a very, very influential player who came from Napoli on Yapper, on Naples, depends how you call him. And it's been very, very phenomenal. But this season, he has not been playing that much under Company. Company has been keeping a very steady back there with Jonathan Tah and Upamecano. Of course, today they are being rested. Bayern have that luxury of having such players on the bench. Jonathan Tah, of course, a very, very brilliant German defender. So they're resting and giving opportunity to Ito and Min Jae Kim. And let's see what these are going to do. Luis Diaz on the left-hand side. Preston looking towards the center there. Playing all the way to a Bayern youngster. Bayern can't find the way through. This is in Ndiaye. Apoko Ndiaye playing that ball all the way. About to look for a space there. Is he going to be an opportunity playing to the right-hand side? Oh, coming a bit closer there. Bayern are not going to let one. You can see the slow build-up, Michael.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bara putting his stamp on the game. Although he's a very young player, you can see that in the middle there, he's got real quick feet, and he was very instrumental to this chance. Although Rafael Guerrero's final touch let him down, he ballooned the ball over the goalpost. But Bara showing what he's capable of when he gets a chance.
Right. Guerrero hasn't seen much of a playtime this season, but obviously, I mean, he'll be leaving Bayern at the end of the season, that's quite clear. But of course, he's going to go out with a bang, having already secured the Bundesliga. Bayern are going for treble this season, even though it's not something Vincent Kompany likes to say, but it's something everyone is thinking about, and it's something he says he's also dreaming about, but he doesn't want to talk about it. He says every match day, that's his focus and not dreaming. Bayern youngster Ndiaye playing all the way. Alphonso Davies back to Ndiaye. No, this is Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson, look out for Bachu there, and our ball being played all the way to the right hand side. This could be a close one there. Nicholas Jackson was about to go for a header. Konrad Laimer, what a nice ball there from Konrad Laimer, but couldn't quite get on to Nicholas Jackson.
That was a really good cross in by Konrad Laimer from the right-hand side, and he was aiming for the head of Nicholas Jackson, but the ball was quite a bit ahead of Nicholas Jackson. But again, at that right-hand side, proving to be very valuable for Bayern Munich.
A dangerous kick here there. Mainz are trying to build from the back, trying to take it slowly, but it looks like they're in a bit of trouble as Dani da Costa struggled with that wall all the way back. But Domenico was there to take the kick into Bayern's half. Iraki Ito played to Min Jae Kim. Keep looking for Konrad Laimer on the right-hand side. Laimer being the right back today. Of course, a bit flexible. He could play the 6'8", a position that's usually been played by Joshua Kimmich and Pavlovic. But today, Pavlovic, Joshua Kimmich, they're all taking the rotation, not even on the lineup as well. If you look at the bench, you can't even see Kimmich, Pavlovic, and all those. Stanišić is there on the bench though. But actually, Pavlovic is there playing with the youngster Sapoko Ndiaye. Speaking of the devil, Sapoko Ndiaye played that ball there to Pavlovic. Pavlovic looking for Konrad Laimer. Towards the right-hand side, is Bayern going to press through here? Konrad Laimer struggling there as they're about to lose possession, but the referee blow it as a foul in favor of Bayern. It's going to be an interesting day for Mainz. As Horst Fischer, their coach, says, these are 3 points that they want. Could it be a close one there? Nicholas Jackson coming all the way close to pass the goalkeeper, but he was quicker, was able to get that ball away from Jackson.
Nicholas Jackson again showing that he's hungry to get his name on the score sheet. That was a really good attempt there from that forward.
The ball coming from the 18-yard box of Bayern. Being played by Min Jae Kim to Konrad Laimer. Looking for Pavlovic there. Pavlovic Who did he see? Alphonso Davies on the left-hand side. Davies played all the way to Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz back to Davies. Pavlovic taking his time. Youngster Sapoko Diaye trying to make his mark. Bayern have a really long list of youngsters that they called from the under 19, under 20, and even under 21. So they are not short of stars. One of the really brilliant things they've done this season is to actually really get like really amazing players in their academy. So they haven't really spent that much money on big names, apart from Harry Kane, Michael Olise, pardon me. Nadine Amiri, calling for foul there. He was brought down there by Leo Goretzka. Amiri is actually Amiri also a German, Iranian. No, not German. Not Iranian. Sorry, I need to get my facts there correctly. German Syrian. He's actually played for the German team. He spent some time in Cologne and Borussia Dortmund before he found his way to Mainz 05 or 05 in German. The ball being played towards Luis Diaz on the left-hand side, who looked all the way for Alphonso Davies in the center circle in the 18-yard box. Luis Diaz tried to get through but lost possession. Stefan Posch, a very experienced defender, was able to get that ball away from Luis Diaz. Now played all the way back, but lost that ball again. Bayern in possession on the right-hand side towards the center circle. We played to Pavlovic. Pavlovic taking right just there down towards Luis Diaz. Yeah, a poor first touch there. Danny Da Costa with the ball. Play it again to Stefan Posch. Stefan Posch looking to his left-hand side, see Dominic Kor, and being played all the way back there. Trying to get away from this Bayern midfield, but it's not an easy task. As we see Nicolas Jackson drop all the way towards the center circle, and even Luis Diaz playing a bit towards the up front there. It's hard to determine what sort of strategy Bayern is playing with here. Danny Da Costa on the left-hand side. Look all the way to the Dominic Kor. Dominic Kor played Philippe Moine. Moine playing back to Dominic Kor. Kor is he playing back to goalkeeper Pat. No blunder there from Pat. He managed to get the ball again towards the center circle, but lost possession. Mainz on the attack. Yeah, but he just couldn't quite get it. This is Geraldo Becker. Becker there lost possession of that ball. What a small opportunity there for him and for Mainz. Becker, of course, spent some time with Urs Fischer, the current coach of Mainz, at Union Berlin. He was very instrumental there, and I guess they formed a bond with Union Berlin. And it's the reason why, when Urs Fischer took this particular team, he decided to bring in Geraldo Becker, who had already left Germany and was playing in Italy, but came back to his former manager because of the good relationship that they had. Bayern losing possession there. Geraldo Becker with the ball on the offensive opportunity for Mainz in the 18-yard box. Is this going to be a good one for Mainz? Bayern on the defense here. Let's see what happens. Pavlovic, a close one there. Bayern, whoa, it's getting really dangerous for Bayern here.
That was a very dangerous situation for Bayern Munich. They're defending quite porous on that occasion.
Yeah, a really poor one there. But of course, not a perfect one there from Stefan Posch, who just couldn't get that ball. And from a misfortune, Bayern turned it around and managed to get that ball all the way towards the upside to Nicolas Jackson, who just wasn't able to beat Stefan Posch. Corner kick being taken by Pavlovic. The stadium at Mainz, in Mainz Weber Arena is quite a big one, quite a fascinating one. I've watched a couple of games there, and I can tell you for sure it's really fun to be in that stadium. We've seen goalpost to goalpost here. Caught the ball coming all the way from Mainz goalkeeper Patz all the way to Jonas Obisch, the Bayern goalkeeper, who was also very close towards the center circle and headed the ball. As the ball is being played on the right hand side now, there Konrad Leimer playing to Pavlovic. Pavlovic looking around for his teammate Diaye. Looks for Alphonso Davies on the left hand side. Davies is taking a step, trying to beat the Mainz defense, but couldn't get through. Mainz in possession. Wow, an easy one there for Mainz. Mainz are cruising through Bayern right now. Geraldo Becker. Is it going to be a goal for Mainz? Whoa, that came very, very close there.
That was very close indeed. Very, very close. The Mainz offense have proven to now understand how Bayern is operating. And especially on the left-hand side or the far side from us here in the commentary position, that side seems to be quite porous. And Mainz has so far managed to get the ball around that end. And that is the side where, we've got Barra and got Konrad Leimer. So far, the two attempts that we've seen in the last 3 minutes have come from that side. So Bayern will need to check and, control that end.
A corner kick to Mainz. Big taken by Amiri. Amiri looking. Is it going to be headed, punched away by Jonas Obisch? Mainz still in possession there. Oh, this is the close one. It's a goal! We've got a beautiful goal here at the Weber Arena.
I mean, it's a beautiful goal. Not to take anything away from Mainz. They have been working for this goal. And, we did see this coming. We have been talking in the last 2 or 3 minutes about Bayern not being able to control in terms of the defense. And that is why they have been punished for this. Dominic Kor, the number 31 jersey, and the defender, the corner kick came in, and Obisch managed to fist the ball away, but it landed on Kor, who sent in a volley. But the thing is that he kicked the ball against the pitch, and so it bounced off the ground and beat Obisch, and that was really difficult. And under normal circumstances, that is often very, very difficult to try to catch balls like that. And beautiful goal by Dominic Kor, but Bayern now have their work cut out for them.
It is Bayern does have their work cut out for them. A beautiful goal there, as you say, by Dominic Kor. A very perfect corner taken by Nadim Amiri, and then Kaishu Zano was pretty much there, exactly where he's supposed to be, and put the ball towards the 6-yard box and hammered right toward the back of the net by Dominic Kor. Mainz are leading 1-0. Bayern are down. What are they going to do? Konrad Leimer. I think it's going to change. It looks like company's strategy might change here after going down. But of course, we're just about 16 minutes into this first half, so anything could happen. Bayern on the offensive, but the ball kicked out away by Mainz defense. Mainz are pressing really hard. This is a game that they also hope to win. And Michael, you can remember the last time Bayern lost this game, a game this season.
Yeah.
It was also last year here at the Weber Arena.
Exactly. So this is proving to become their Waterloo.
So, of course, Bayern will have to change their strategy. I don't think going down 1-0 today, they might continue like this. But let's see. Ball in the center circle. Pavlovic played all the way to Hiraki Ito. Ito looking for Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz loses possession. And the ball with Widmer. No, that's not Widmer. The ball was played by Paul Nebel. Paul Nebel, a very young and talented German player, very, very dangerous. And Geraldo Becker also, is he going to go there? Opportunity, he chooses to play on the left-hand side. On the left-hand side there, we see Philip Mwene. Mwene looking towards, pushing towards the 18-yard box and plays all the way to Geraldo Becker. No, this is Vidma, I think. Yeah, this was Vidma. Played up all the way to Vidma, but of course, Jonas Hobisch was there to save it.
Again, the attack coming from that side, you've got the combination of Geraldo Becker and Philip Mwene operating on the far side of the pitch. That is the left-hand side, the right-hand side of Albridge. And that's where most of the attack is coming from.
Indeed, Michael. As we see Philip Titz also being very, very active in that front position there. Bayern are struggling between a couple of defenders from Mainz towards the right-hand side, close to the 18-yard box or close to the D. As DIA plays the ball all the way back to Minjay. Minjay looking for Pavlovic. This is Pavlovic playing it back again. And ball, DIA lost possession, and we see Geraldo Becker. Opportunity for Geraldo Becker. Is he going to convert that one? He takes a shot. The ball deflected. This could be a goal. Jonas Hobisch has saved Bayern with a double one there, but Mainz are still in possession. This could be a shot by Nadim Amiri. But of course, it didn't go through. It was a weak one there towards the right-hand side. As we see Owens Fisher also getting a bit too excited there. But a really close goal. A really, really close goal.
And I'm sorry to say this, Buba, but I think that when we look at the way, or when I see the way Bara Sako, he loses the ball easily and he's not able to recover. That is going to be a problem. And I think that Vincent Compagnie is also probably taking note of this because in this particular incident, he lost the ball. He attempted to dribble past the Mainz midfield and he lost the ball. But then he wasn't able to recover and help, run back quickly to try to repossess the ball. And his 50-50 fight for the ball is, I know it's too early in the game, but this is something that he will really need to work on. Because one good thing about Bayern is that everybody defends and everybody attacks. And if he's losing the ball too quickly and he's not falling back to recover, that could be a problem.
Indeed, a fair analysis there. I agree with that. I think he should not be losing possession that much. And even when he does lose possession, he should try and also go fight. I mean, of course, he's a youngster. He lacks the experience and he still has some time to learn. Anyways, in DIA, again, he loses another possession. As Mainz look all the way there for Geraldo Becker towards the right-hand side. Becker battling it there with Ito. And he takes a shot. It was a close one there. That was a really close one as Moine jumped in there for a header, but couldn't quite get it. Jonas Hobisch was able to punch it away. Bayern are pressing again to work from the center circle towards the right-hand side. Konrad Laimer, is he going to take a flank? He does take a flank. He looks all the way there for Goretzka, but Goretzka also couldn't get it there. Bayern are struggling. They're struggling a little bit at this particular stage. We have 21 minutes of play. And let's get some of the scorelines across the Bundesliga. But Wolfsburg are hosting Borussia Mönchengladbach, and that game is still 0-0. Augsburg are also hosting Eintracht Frankfurt. That game is also 0-0. We have Heidenheim, who are leading St. Pauli by 1-0. And Cologne are also playing Bayer Leverkusen. This is another derby. A derby very close to us here, Michael. In Cologne, between Leverkusen and Cologne, that game is still 0-0.
Indeed, and this is one of the very popular derbies that we have here in the North Rhine-Westphalia. Both teams very, very popular in this region. Typically, if you look on paper, you would say that Leverkusen would be the favorite in such a matchup. But in the last couple of games, they have lost in very, very difficult circumstances, and so you cannot put anything past the Cologne side to try to put one past Leverkusen as we prepare for the corner kick here in the Meva Arena. That is Pavlovic, who is behind the ball, and he's going to take the long one from the right-hand side. And there's a lot of shuffling in the 18-yard box. Nicholas Jackson in a duel with Bats. A lot of shuffling and pushing and shoving in the 80. It goes off, and that ball is... I thought it was a decent corner kick, but there was no attempt from the Bayern side, anybody to try to connect with that ball, and the ball rose out of touch for a goal kick.
There was no receiver there of that goal kick. Nicholas Jackson fighting, having a duel there, fighting a little bit there with Silvan Widmer, and the ball just went away without any connection. Geraldo Becker pushing again. Widmer looking for Tits, trying to go through Bayern defense in the air. Tits has been brought down, and they're calling for foul there. Referee ignores it. In my opinion, it's not strong enough for that ball to be called. Another battle there between. This was...
that doesn't look good. And this is in Ndiaye we are talking about here.
The youngster
he survived the first attempt. They called for a penalty. That was him. And he just ran into a Mainz midfielder. And I thought that was quite uncalled for.
It is uncalled for. Widmer, very experienced player, alongside the youngster. And I guess the fans are not happy. That's why they are booing right now, the Bayern team. But Ndiaye looks to be a bit dangerous and angry, and he places that ball back to corner. Lima looking there for BJ Kim. Kim plays for Hiraki Ito. Pavlovic now looking for Goretzka. Goretzka plays all the way back to the right. Bayern can't seem to find their way through as Widmer struggles alongside Geraldo Becker there to get the ball away from Bayern. And they managed to actually get it and push it all the way to the back. Jonas Obisch plays it. We still have a player on the ground.
Okay. So this is from the incident involving Ndiaye. And the Mainz player was kicked inside the 18-yard box and has been on the pitch since that last action. The referee waved away the calls for penalty. But I think that is Amiri.
This is Nadim Amiri. He said he was brought down there. There is definitely contact, but whether the contact is hard enough for it to be called as a penalty, Mainz fans are not happy about that one.
I'm not sure, from where I stand, Booba, I'm not sure if that is a penalty offense. Clearly, there was contact, but this is not the kind of contact that you would think, it's a foul. But more crucially, I think that, Vincent Kompany needs to speak to Ndiaye. He needs to cool down the tempo here. It comes across as though he's getting frustrated, and he will need to cool things down here.
Did Ndiaye, a youngster who was actually playing in Senegal, and can you imagine, Michael?
Yeah.
Coming from Senegal all the way to Bayern Munich.
Absolutely. There's no doubt he's a very talented player. That is not in doubt. And he's a really good fit for the Bayern Munich side. But he needs to be able to hold on to the ball, to be able to fight for the ball when he loses it. And more importantly, he needs to learn to, control his temper when things get heated.
Fair talk there. Referee actually did not give that as a penalty. So it's going to be a referee ball. And the referee passing it on to Bayern. Bayern in possession, playing from the right-hand side. This is Ndiaye again. He's been very active today. Plays back to BJ Kim. BJ Kim to Hiraki Ito. Ito now looking for Rafael Guerrero. Guerrero played on the center there, who plays all the way to Diaz. Diaz tries to pick Goretzka from that towards the 6-yard box, but couldn't quite get it. As the Mainz defense were too strong for them. Danny Da Costa being very, very active there as well. I have to give it to them. Mainz have been phenomenal up till now. 27 minutes into the first half. Bayern in possession. Pavlovic in the center circle again. Play towards the right. Looks for Konrad Laimer. Laimer again to Pavlovic. Diaye started all the way to the right back there. Alphonso Davies. Davies tries to beat the Bayern. A Mainz midfield but couldn't. Bayern losing possession there. Mainz in possession. This is Nadim Amiri. Pressing from the left-hand side. He's looking for Geraldo Becker. But he takes the shot. But that could be blocked it. But we have a goal. We have another goal. This time around is Nebel. Paul Nebel has scored for Mainz. This is unbelievable. Mainz are leading Bayern 2-0. Wow, my God.
This is going to be, it's proven to be harder. And Again, Buba, this goal came from the left-hand side, the same side that we have been talking about the whole of this afternoon. That left-hand side by Bayern, Bayern's left-hand side, and that would be Obrege's right-hand side. That side is leaking, and it's been leaking all afternoon. In this case, it was Rafael Guerrero who lost the ball, but Mainz's counter-attack was very, very quick. Kudos to them. Amiri took the ball on that right-hand side. He cut inside. He let fly. But Obrecht was right on spot with the first save. But then that's where the problem arises. Where was the defense? Hirito Iko, Kim Min-jae. There was nobody there when the rebound. And it was Paul Nebel. He was totally left alone. And there was no defender there. And he had a free chance to go for the second. And then he kicked it in the roof of the net, and then here we are with Bayern 2 goals down. And I imagine that Vincent Kompany is going to be making some changes very, very soon.
Absolutely, because
this is not working.
Absolutely, that goal coming there from Paul Nebel in the rebound, as we see, Mainz seem to be the boogie side of Bayern right now. This particular season, of course. It's been a tough one. It looks like Bayern would have to do some changes here in order for them to stand the chance of winning anything here. Mainz fans are getting a bit excited right now. But of course, they have every right to be excited. Leading Bayern by 2-0, that is not an easy feat.
Yeah, and this is not the kind of scoreline that any of the Bayern fans who traveled to Mainz would have expected. 30 minutes into the game, their side is 2 goals down. And they haven't really had any or made any attempt at goals so far. There hasn't been any decent chance made by Bayern Munich, and that is quite uncharacteristic of them. And this is proving to be a very, very difficult afternoon for Bayern Munich.
It did, and one thing I actually noticed, Michael, is that the stadium is all red and white. Why? Because Mainz, red and white, is also their color, just like Bayern. Rafael Guerrero is down, seeking some attention there. After a clash, he has a body check there with the goal scorer, Dominic Poor. Mainz building up slowly. Toward from the left-hand side there. Dominic Poor, possession. Plays to Amiri. Amiri looking for Moene. Moene plays back to Amiri there. It's a foul. We've got our first yellow card there for a Bayern player, but who that is? This is Konrad Laimer. Konrad Laimer picked up a yellow card there for being unfair.
And I think that the yellow card was for challenging the referee's decision. It wasn't really about the foul itself, but it was his reaction to the referee's decision, and that's why he's got a yellow card.
Right. So, he did bring down Kaishu Sano, and That's why he got that yellow card for going after the referee. Free kick taken by Amiri. All the way to Bayern. It could be a close opportunity for Mainz again.
That was really, really close.
Goretzka
Really
was
close.
there and saved it and get it towards outside. And we have a corner kick there for Mainz.
That was really close. A possible third goal for Mainz, and Mainz now have a corner kick. And if you remember, the first goal came through a corner kick, and so Bayern would really, really need to be alert in defending this corner.
Of course, Bayern are not known for being very good at defending set pieces. So this could be a dangerous one. Nadim Amiri again takes a shot, but couldn't just quite get it there. Bayern were able to head that ball out, and we have a throw in to Mainz. Throw in being taken by Philippe Mwene. Becker. Mwene looks all the way there, but the ball headed away by Min Jae Kim. But Mainz are still in possession, and Mainz player has been brought down. This is Teat.
I felt that was a very, very silly push by Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz shoved. Yeah.
Paul Nebel, sorry.
He shoved Paul Nebel, and the referee would have to have a word with him, because that was quite silly.
Right, we have another goal kick again for Mainz after that foul there by Luis Diaz on Paul Nebel. Amiri has been very phenomenal at Mainz, and he takes that ball. This is a close one there, but well, actually not so close. The ball was actually headed out by Dominic Kor. And Obish tried to take a very fast one there, but the referee says to repeat it. Goretzka played to Konrad Laimer. No, Laimer, Min Jae Kim. Min Jae Kim to Ndiaye, no, Pavlovic. And Pavlovic again in possession. Behind him, you have Ndiaye. Ndiaye now in possession, going towards the center circle. Plays all the way to Alphonso Davies on the left-hand side. Davies has managed to get his way through there. It passes the brilliant ball to Goretzka. Goretzka shoots all the way into the hands of Pants. Phenomenal one there by Mainz goalkeeper. Bayern are still in possession. Ndiaye playing towards Konrad Laimer. But Widmer is on the ground. He's struggling there a little bit. Actually, that's Tits that was on the ground there, struggling a little bit after that foul. Bayern in possession on the left hand side. Luis Diaz trying to look out for Konrad Laimer on the right hand side there, but he can't get through to him as Tits standing his way, and he plays all the way to the left hand side to Ito. Ito again to Luis Diaz. A nice 1-2 there. Ito again. Alphonso Davies. Can he make it through Paul Nebel and the Mainz defense? Alphonso Davies struggled there, but he gets his way through. Oh, loses possession. He loses that possession there to Widmer. Silva Widmer was thinking, but Alphonso Davies was managed to get the game. Alphonso, we have Ndiaye. This is a major struggle there. Bayern gets in the ball, loses possession. There, a brilliant one. Geraldo Becker, this could be an opportunity, and he managed to go.
Oh!
It became too playful, Geraldo Becker. It was a bit too playful there. If he had taken that shot, that would have been a dangerous one for Bayern.
He wanted to weave the ball in between the legs of the defenders. So switch to the left, switch to the right, and throw them off and probably get a better shot. But the Bayern defense, they were alive to his tricks. And the ball, he bundled that ball. But that was a beautiful touch by Geraldo Becker. He was up against two Bayern defenders, and he made the best of that situation.
Right, he just couldn't get through the Bayern defense there, but I would say he could have gotten a better chance if he had gone for the shot. But
Absolutely.
He got the space, he got the room, he got the position to shoot, but he chooses not to shoot. And I think that was a couple of steps too extra.
Yeah.
That wasn't necessary. Nicholas Jackson was been brought down there. Nicholas Jackson is a bit off the game. It's not so very much into today's game, even though he's a brilliant attacker. Today has not been a day for him. Doesn't seem happy either.
Another player that I am struggling to find in this game has been Leon Goretzka. Although he's the captain of the side this afternoon, he's been very, very silent.
That's right. Free kick to Bayern. Rafael Guerreiro takes that one. Passes it all to Pavlovic. Alphonso Davies, what is he going to do? Alphonso Davies plays all the way back to Pavlovic, who looks around on his right-hand side and sees Guerreiro. Guerreiro takes a shot, but it's deflected. Bayern are still in possession. As youngster, DIA plays that ball back. Alphonso Davies plays all the way to Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz tried to get through Vidma, but couldn't get through Vidma. Ball is now in the center circle, still Bayern in possession. As DIA looks on his right-hand side and plays to Lima. Lima back to Binje Kim. Binje Kim is playing. Luis Diaz, who is finding himself in the center circle there where he's not supposed to be. But Nicholas Jackson takes that shot on the... Oh, opportunity! Alphonso Davies, he takes the shot, but he went to the back of the net. It's a brilliant flanking there by Bayern. Looks like Bayern are waking up slowly. Alexander Pavlovic looks all the way to the front and sees Alphonso Davies standing towards the 6-yard box, and Alphonso Davies chested that ball towards his right. A really nice post contact from him. But he just couldn't get the ball at the back of the net. Instead, he gets it on the side.
That was a brilliant attempt by Alphonso Davies. And more of that is what Vincent Kompany will be saying. More of this.
Opportunity, slow opportunity. Oh!
As we
no,
watch
that is the repeat
of the second goal.
I was already getting too excited ahead of myself here. Still no goal in Wolfsburg, in that match between Wolfsburg and Borussia Mönchengladbach. It's still no goal in Augsburg, between Augsburg and Eintracht Frankfurt. In Heidenheim, they are still leading St. Pauli, the Hamburgers, by 1-0. And Cologne, still no goal there to that derby, the Rhine derby between Cologne and Bayer Leverkusen. We watched on Wednesday as Bayern defeated Bayer Leverkusen in the German Cup, and Bayern actually making their way to Berlin for the final. And Bayer Leverkusen very disappointed, and now they say they are playing for a Champions League place for next season. And Bayern will be playing that final against no other team but VfB Stuttgart, or VfB Stuttgart. In the likes of, you're going to see, if you watch that particular game, you will see names like Dennis Undav. Dennis Undav is actually a very popular guy right now in Stuttgart. He's a Turkish-German international, chooses to play for Germany, and is actually being called up. And it's so exciting to watch Dennis Undav. I can't wait for that final between Stuttgart and Bayern in Berlin. Free kick taken by Amiri. But it looks like there's a push down there between Jackson. Nicholas Jackson is kind of off. Jackson having a tussle there with Danny Da Costa, and now he's having a word. Jackson having another word there with Stefan Posch, who's trying to tell him to calm down. To me, he doesn't have a good mood right now. This is the pure actual foul. Danny Da Costa did nothing to him.
Yeah,
He just pushed him out of nowhere, out of nothing.
I think that the Bayern players are getting frustrated, and they need to watch that.
Yep, they definitely need to watch out. As we see, Paul Nebel takes another wide shot but goes all the way over the bar. Coming closer again to a third goal for them today. Who would have expected at this particular time, 42 minutes into the game, Mainz are leading 2-0. It looks like after that first half, there's going to be a full rotation. Bayern are going to come in the second half, guns blazing, I can assure you.
They certainly need to, and the company wouldn't have to, turn things around, because so far he's lost only once the entirety of this season, and he wouldn't want to, if he loses this game, this will be his second loss. That's not the kind of record he wants to. When he coming into this game, he was aiming for records, but not this kind, And the manner in which they have come, they've been scored twice. That's been quite unusual, unlikely. It's not like the Bayern Munich we know.
Indeed, if Bayern manages to score any more goals there and wins this game, it would be, if you can put it like that, the best season ever for Bayern in the entire history of Bayern. This will be the season where they had the most goals and most games. But of course, Bayern have lost that particular opportunity, and Mainz are pressing now. Nadim Amiri coming from the left-hand side. Just couldn't get through to Dia, but that plays all the way back to Stefan Posch in the center circle. Posch plays to his left-hand side. That is Dominic Kwo. Kwo plays to Paul Nebel. This is an interesting Mainz attack here. Mainz in possession and playing very confidently in their traditional white and red. They are so exciting to watch them, and Michael, it's also too exciting to see this team. As I saw them live at the airport in Frankfurt.
Yeah. You can't stop reminding us that you saw the players.
I saw them live there. That was so exciting to actually see them.
So 45 minutes of regular time done. We are now in the extra time of the first half. 3 minutes more have been added. The first half has been a very successful half for Mainz. They are up 2 goals. Bayern Munich haven't had any real shots at goal. There haven't been any real attempts whatsoever, and so this has been a very, very successful day at the office for the Mainz players. And Vincent Kompany, as we see him, is trying to figure out what to do. And I imagine that there's going to be a lot of changes in the second half.
I can also imagine that as we see Bayer Leverkusen taking the lead in Cologne. I will get you the particular name of that particular scorer there, but for now, let's focus on this match. As Bayern are pressing really hard, coming towards the 18-yard box. Luis Diaz loses possession. The ball headed away by a Mainz defender, and the ball lands in the hands of goalkeeper Daniel Batz. Batz now playing to Stefan Posch. Posch looking all the way there for Tietz. Tietz looking for Paul Nebel. Paul Nebel searching for Geraldo Becker or Nadim Amiri. Amiri, he manages to beat him and he takes the shot.
God.
What a massive goal! Unbelievable! Unbelievable! Unbelievable, Michael!
Unbelievable.
This is such a brilliant play there by Mainz.
Unbelievable.
A shot hammered by Nadim Amiri, and he struggled there by Bayern defender Geraldo Becker. But who came out to win in there? That is Geraldo Becker. As Jonas Obisch couldn't quite believe exactly what happened.
And I can't believe it either. I can't believe it either, Buba. It's been such a shambolic performance by Bayern Munich. It's not the kind of Bayern Munich that you would expect. A very long ball came in from Paul, Nabel, and he bent the ball onto the right-hand side, that same side, and he found Amiri, and Amiri cut in. He took a very long ball. Credit to Albrecht, who managed to tip the ball against the crossbar. But once again, in the rebound, there were no defenders. Geraldo Becker basically walked the ball into the net because there was nobody there to defend. And this is so uncharacteristic of Bayern Munich. It is so hard to watch, to see the team suffer defeated like this. It's just unbelievable.
It's unbelievable indeed. Actually, look at this Bayern defense, Michael. Hiraki Ito, Minjeki. They've not been getting so many play time. Alphonso Davies, not completely fit. Conor Laimer, not the typical right back. So this is the problematic. Even the midfield there, Diaye has been losing possession upon possession. So Bayern would have to make some massive changes at the back there for things to stabilize. Bring Rafael Guerreiro towards the right back because I think he plays better there, not in the up front. Gibbs, maybe bring Goretzka. Instead of playing Goretzka playing in the 10th position, he could actually come towards the midfield there.
I don't know if probably the gamble that Vincent Kompany decided to take, because technically we can say that Bayern have got the substitutes on the bench to be able to score. However, I don't know if 3 goals down, it's still possible to come back from 3 goals down in the second half.
This will be a magical day for Bayern if they're able to come back from this loss so far. And like you said, 3 goals down, it is a tough one. It is really a tough one. Bayern would have to go back to the drawing board and see, maybe actually changed.
Yeah.
Get that everything changed.
Absolutely. Because just to remind our listeners that Manuel Neuer, Jonathan Tah, Dennis Ofli, Joseph Stanisic, Jamal Musiala, Michael Olise, Pavic, Harry Kane, all of these players are on the substitute bench. So there is a depth of options that Vincent Kompany can deploy in the second half. But, I mean, is it the case that the horses have bolted out of the stables? Is Vincent Kompany now going to try to close the stable doors as we see Harry Kane and Michael Olise warming up? Does this mean that they are going to come on for the second half? That is left to be seen. But clearly, the Bayern fans did not expect this kind of, this kind of result for this game.
Absolutely not. They were not expecting it. And we see Leipzig yesterday beating Union Berlin by 3 goals to 1. Now, Mainz are leading Bayern by 3 goals to 0. Wolfsburg still drawing 0-0 there with Borussia Mönchengladbach. Augsburg leading Frankfurt by 1 goal to 0. Heidenheim leading St. Pauli 1 goal to 0. Cologne are losing 0-1 to Bayer Leverkusen there. So that's the stand or the current status of match day 31 of the Bundesliga. But before that, Michael, something interesting is happening in Germany. Something big.
Is it? Tell me, Buba, what's happening? What's interesting that's happening?
Let's talk about this big moment.
Yes.
It's not just about making the Bundesliga history. It is also making history in European football.
Absolutely. And listeners, for the first time ever, a woman is managing a men's team in one of Europe's top 5 leagues. And this isn't something that the team didn't do this for symbolic reasons. This is about survival of the team, and she is in pressure football. She is coaching within the Bundesliga, one of the toughest on this continent.
And the name of this person, drum roll, ding, Marie-Louise Eta. She is 34 years old, and in April 2026, she became the interim head coach of the Bundesliga team, Union Berlin. That's my team, of the men's team, actually. And that makes her the first woman to ever do so in Germany's top division. and across the so-called Big Five leagues in Europe.
And let's be clear, I mean, Eta's appointment by Union Berlin was done because Union Berlin was in trouble. Yeah, definitely. They needed somebody to rescue the team, and that's why they did that.
Actually, they were drifting towards relegation. So
They were in trouble. It's a mild way to put it.
they were about to go to get relegated, and they hadn't win any game. Actually, just two since Christmas, and yeah, they were very very at the bottom there towards Heidenheim. And the coach, Stefan Baumgart, we all know Stefan Baumgart is a very emotional a coach I actually like, because when he was in Cologne, he did such a formidable job there. But he got sacked in April, Michael.
Yeah. And so instead of Union Berlin going for a name from outside, they decided to promote one of their own. And Etta was already known within the Union Berlin system. She knew the squad, and she knew the team better than anyone else.
Right. I mean, it's important, Michael. This is really, really important, because usually when they hire a coach, it's like, parachuting in someone.
Yeah.
So Union said, instead of we parachute any other new names here, look at inside of our team. She's got the experience, and she's trained, she's the footballer, so why not? Because she's been the assistant coach there for a while now, and she coached actually the Union Berlin's under 19, and she's got that trust in the team.
Absolutely. But who is Marie-Louise Etta? Let's rewind a bit. She was born in December 1991, and before coaching, she had an elite playing career that Buba hinted at a few minutes ago.
It did. She played as the midfielder for Turbine Potsdam, or Turbine Potsdam, if you want to say that in English, because this is Germany, so we have to pronounce it the German way. Turbine Potsdam. And there, she won the UEFA Women's Champions League in 2010, and she won 3 Bundesliga titles as well with Turbine Potsdam.
That's very, very impressive. I mean, very, very impressive for any footballer in Europe. The pinnacle of success is the Champions League. So to be able to win the Champions League and also win 3 Bundesliga titles, I mean, that's really, really good. Later, she captained Werder Bremen, but injuries forced her to retire early at just 26 years old.
Some players, when they get injured, they hang their boots.
Mm-hmm.
They get fat, and I don't want to name names, but they get fat and they enjoy life and they give up. Some become pundits or whatever. She said, nope, that's the beginning of a new journey. She, instead of stepping away from football, he said, I'm going deeper into football.
And she began with youth, coaching the youth team at Werder Bremen. And then she had roles with Germany's national under 15, under 17, under 19 women's national teams. And more importantly, she earned her UEFA Pro license, which is the highest coaching qualification here in Europe.
Now, Micah, she's got all the titles and all that, yada, yada, yada. But let's talk about how she started to break the glass ceiling, how she started to, get in there. So in 2023, she joined Union Berlin as an assistant there inside of the team.
Indeed. And she also became the first female assistant coach in Bundesliga history. So she's somebody who's consistently made a lot of history. So let's recap. The first female assistant coach in Bundesliga history, and then later the first woman on the bench in a men's Champions League match.
And that's not where it ended, So a year later, when she was already there as the assistant coach, the then coach of the team, Bielika, was fired by Union because, he wasn't winning. We went for a really long time. As a Union fan, I was also very, very disappointed. And so Etta was put in charge of the team. She wasn't named as a coach, but she was just as a caretaker that moment, She took charge of, organizing the matches, of, even doing press conferences and all that.
And I think that's why this information is important, Buba, is the fact that she got those responsibilities because she was good at the job. It wasn't because she was a woman. She was simply good at the job. And that is why she got those responsibilities.
Exactly, you know. So then again, we look at last year, 2025. That's when she was made the head coach of Union Berlin's under 19 team. And, you know, after that particular appointment, she led that team to an unbeaten league title. So they won the under 19, unbeaten.
Impressive. That's very, very impressive. And so all of that was building up to earlier this year, April 2026, this month, when Baumgartner was dismissed. Union saw her as the natural successor to Baumgart because she had the experience, she's done the job, she's been in that capacity as a temporary coach before, and so it was just natural.
Indeed. And so Union Berlin didn't hesitate to name her as the interim head coach. And she has 5 matches now to prove herself. So far, it has not been very, very successful. In these 5 matches, Michael, she's lost, I think, 2. She has 3 more games. Like this is the Bundesliga match day 31. We have 3 more games to go. So she has to prove herself in the last 3 games. Because the reason why that is the case, she's already confirmed as the head coach of the women's team for Union Berlin.
Okay.
So that is confirmed for her.
Okay.
So she is the interim coach right now for the men's team. But
Okay.
if she proves to be, you know, very, very good, the Union team, the Union management says everything is open. So there is a possibility that she could be kept in there as continuing to continue leading the men's team and then look for a coach for the women's team.
But while we also talk about her successes and the accolades that she's chalked up until this point, it is also important to touch on what the reaction has been. There has been huge support, clearly, but also, sad to say, there's also been very ugly sexism, Buba.
And the world sucks, eh?
Yeah.
It sucks, you know? We talk about progress, we talk about having the first time to do this sort of stuff, and you have men out there that say that women should not be leading men in football and that sort of stuff, you know? But the good thing, why I was so happy, is that the entire Union, everywhere, every social media page, they are all supporting Eta, Marie-Louise Eta. They say the Union family has a back, and they did. They do have a back.
Yeah, and it's also important to see that other opposition coaches also say they have her back. Vincent Kompany from Bayern, for instance, said that moments like this open doors and deserve patience. And so everybody needs to be patient with her. This is groundbreaking. This is new, and she will need patience. And I absolutely agree.
Indeed, it's not going to be an easy one for her, but hopefully she survives this. But let's see what's going to happen. You know, this is not just a short-term story, right, Michael?
It's not.
Yeah,
it's not, because Eta has already been confirmed as head coach, as you mentioned, Buba, of the women's Bundesliga side from this. I mean, summer of this year. She's already been confirmed as the head of the women's team.
Right, indeed. And actually, so like I mentioned again, like I said, there's all possibility that she's going to be able to continue her management of the men's team. So I'm really excited. I'm so excited to see a team like Union that is made up of, you know, it's a fans club. You know, it's not like those sort of teams that you have across Europe that billionaires own it, or Saudi money owns it, or Arab money owns it. I don't want to be cliche here. But, you know, in Germany, you have 50+1 rule. 50+1 rule says that 50+1% of the shares of the club has to be owned by fans. But Union is like 100% owned by fans. Like, even the stadium was built by fans. Every masoner, every carpenter, every engineer, they all come, put their ideas together, put their money together. That is why the fans say Union is their blood and sweat, and they do put their blood and sweat because they got injured, the sweat into building the stadium. That is why they don't even want to play at any other stadium other than, I mean, they're expanding the stadium right now, but you know, just so they could do that because they're consistent now in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, and so Buba, I mean, let's get a sense. What does this moment really mean? What does it really mean?
You know, it's not just a breakthrough, you know, for a woman, but it's because the system finally trusts competence over tradition, and this is for me very, very important.
Yeah. And another thing that's important is that Marie-Louise Eta didn't just break the glass ceiling with, let's say, so to say, noise, right? She climbed the ladder. She has the experience. She's done the job. She's been in that position. So step by step by step. And so through her own hard work, football, sort of ran out of excuses why not to appoint her. You know,
And
so it
why
became
not?
very natural.
Why not to appoint a woman to lead a men's team? This is what I don't get. Apart from maybe the awkward moment in the in the locker room, but why, if a woman who is very, very talented and brilliant, why is it not possible for that woman to actually lead a men's team? This is why I don't get. But anyways, this has been our deep dive into the first woman coach of a top tier football club in Europe, in Germany, Union Berlin. That is Marie-Louise Eta.
Absolutely fantastic woman, and I wish her all the best as she takes on this job at Union Berlin. And back here at the Meva Arena, we are bringing you the game between Mainz 05 and 05 and Bayern Munich. And so far in the first half, it's been a very, very bad day for Bayern Munich. They are down 3-0. Goals have been scored by, Dennis Kohl in the 15th minute. We got Paul Nebel in the 29th minute, and Geraldo Becker in the 45th minute. And the players and teams are now coming out of the tunnel. And I can already confirm to you that there have been big changes in the Bayern side. I can see that Harry Kane is on the pitch. Michael Olise is also on the pitch. So Harry Kane comes on for Alexander Pavlovic, and Michael Olise comes on for Luis Diaz. And Harry Kane has taken over the captain's band. And so a quick run through the lineup for you. We've got on the Bayern Munich side, Jonas Olbrich in goal. We've got a four-man defense, Alfonso Davis, Hiroto Ito, Min-Jae Kim, and Conrad Laimer, who's on a yellow card. And now in holding midfield, we've got Michael Olise and Ndiaye. So kickoff of the second half, it is Bayern Munich playing from right to left, and you've got Mainz playing from left to right.
Indeed, it's a bit strange, though. Strange changes there, Michael. Seeing Luis Diaz coming out, Alexander Pavlovic also coming out.
I think Luis Diaz is probably out because of an injury, because normally Luis Diaz would be paired with Michael Olise. Diaz on the left-hand side, Olise on the right-hand side. But in this case, Luis Diaz is out, I'm assuming because of an injury, and Michael Olise is in. And we know Michael Olise and his ability to take on the players and shot, create opportunities. And so this is going to be crucial for getting the ball to Nicholas Jackson.
If Bayern are going to do magic, and this is it, free kick taken by Michael Olise, but just couldn't quite go through. Bayern managed to take possession of that ball, but quickly lost it. And we have a throw in there from the left-hand side of Bayern's left-hand side, as they're now playing in the second half from left to right. Min-Jae Kim plays all the way to my right-hand side. Michael Olise. Olise looks out for Ndiaye. Ndiaye back to Olise. Olise, is he going to play to Conrad Laimer, who's walking all the way towards him? No, but chooses to play to youngster Ndiaye. Ndiaye plays all the way, but of course Bayern loses possession. Mainz on the attack. This could be another one. Mainz on the offensive there. Geraldo Becker takes a turn and then plays all to Teeds. But Minji Kim was quick to come in between there and deprive Tits of that ball. Bayern now in possession, playing from the left-hand side. Nicholas Jackson tries to beat the Bayern midfield there, and he needs succeeded there. Plays all the way back to Ndiaye. Ndiaye looks out for Goretzka. Goretzka to Minji Kim. This is not a very confident Bayern defense, and I'm quite surprised why they are moving back and forth there and not trying to get the ball towards the flank. But now they do. They look out for Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson was marked by two Mainz defense. Just couldn't get through there. It's a tough one there for Nicholas Jackson. As goalkeeper Bats delays the game, but now took the ball back, and should be careful because there are new rules. He could get a yellow card for delaying the game. Mainz on the offensive. A shot! But Jonas Obing was very good there. A massive shot by Geraldo Becker. But it wasn't so good. It was very, very center. Landed in the hands of Jonas Obing. As we see Bayern coming again. Bayern, Nicholas Jackson. Could that be a goal? No, it was not a goal. Bat was able to save it there. Bayern is still in possession. What are they going to do? Oh, the IA has been brought down. And the referee looks like he's going to issue a yellow card there. And that yellow card is going to...
That was a very, very nasty tackle.
Yeah, it is going to Sano. Sano picked up Kaiso Sano there.
As
but it tells you the braveness that Mainz are playing with, the confidence, playing against Bayern like this, and not even going like, yeah, we're going to defend or whatever, but actually pressing really hard.
It's quite, and when they get the ball, their counter attack is very, very quick, and that is very impressive to see. They are playing with so much confidence, and as we have Ndiaye still on the pitch getting treated.
It did. Ndiaye got his treatment. I'm not quite sure whether that yellow card was issued to Kaishu Sano. Looks not. Looks like didn't get it. My bad. Maybe I was just wishing for Kaishu Sano to get a yellow card, of course. I don't want him to get a yellow card. But it wasn't a fair play for him. We have free kick. Free kick for Bayern. Bart organizing his defense there. And it looks like it's between Goretzka and... Look, Goretzka has walked away. This is Michael Olise now alone taking that free kick. Is he going to go direct? Or is he going to look out for his players? Michael Olise, what is Bayern going to do? He chips it in, but he couldn't find a person. He couldn't find a man towards the side.
He was going in for Hurricane, but that ball was slightly overcooked. A bit Hurricane and rolled over the touchline.
Yeah, the Mainz grannies supporting their team. We're just watching the Mainz grannies.
The Mainz grannies.
Getting very, very excited today. You have to give it to them, though. They've done extremely well. Goal kick by Bats towards Bayern's half. Landed on the head of Tits. Tits, oh, this could be a dangerous one there, but Paul Nebel, the small body, just couldn't get through the Bayern defense there between Minji Kim and Hiraki Ito. But Mainz are still in possession and takes a shot there. Geraldo Becker just couldn't get it, but what a nice shot there. It's actually Paul Nebel. Paul Nebel was actually going to get that ball, but just couldn't get it. Paul Nebel is actually, he's very small. Nicholas Jackson struggling to get through the Mainz midfield. He did manage to get the ball. Alphonso Davies on the left-hand side. Plays to the front to Nicholas Jackson again. Jackson chooses to play back to Alphonso Davies, who looks out for Youngster DIA picks it up. DIA has been very, very useful. I like his brilliance in the game. A kid that's young and very, very brilliant. Michael Olise doing a clever Olise move. Takes Conrad Lima tries to take a volley there, but the volley went on the back of the net. It was a brilliant shot there by Alphonso Davies, who took it on the back of his feet. Found Conrad Lima on the right hand side there. Lima decided to go for a volley, but just couldn't get it through. Goal kick, Mainz, taking everything very slowly right now. Fans are excited. It's a beautiful day, a nice day, a warm day in Mainz. If we could just stay for them like this, they will just celebrate this like they've won the Bundesliga title. Let's see what is happening. Bayern trying to get through there. Conor Lima takes the flank. Nicholas Jackson hits the goal. We've got a goal. Nicholas Jackson has put Bayern one goal ahead. Bayern fans are getting ecstatic. But Vincent Kompany doesn't seem to be too happy. Or maybe it's not a goal. It is actually a goal. I don't see any problem here.
So there seemed to be an earlier handball, but anyway, but this is as clear a goal as it can be. The ball came in from Rafael Guerrero. He sent in the cross. It was actually Conrad Lima who sent in a cross that was volleyed cleanly by Nicholas Jackson, beating Daniel Batz. And so this is as clean a goal as we'll see. The scoreline is now 3-1, and we've only played impressively only 54 minutes. And so Mainz, though perhaps I should take back what I said, Bayern can actually come back from behind. Come back from 3 goals down to probably win this.
I tell you for sure, it's not going to be a happy day in Mainz if that happens. I'll be so excited to see my family in Rheinland-Pfalz celebrating. But anyways, this is football and this is Bayern, and Bayern are not going to just take it lying down. They're fighting hard. Even though this is sort of like they're beating teams in possession, but Zah couldn't get through there. Referee calls in foul. Foul for Mainz. Iraqi Ito bringing down Tits there. It's actually Goretzka who knocked Tits down. But I guess Ito was not happy about that referee calling that ball. Neighbor played it back to Danny Costa. Danny Costa played on towards the right hand side. Mainz are coming. Darim Amiri, not to tilt. And it is Sano. Sano takes a shot. But it's a bit too high. What is Mainz doing? They seem to be brave. They seem to be very, very mindful here. Jamal Musiala getting ready to come in there. Getting instructions from Vincent Kompany.
As we see Michael Olise handling the ball on the near side, he finds Ndiaye. Ndiaye turns, checks, sends it back to Kim Min-jae, back to Olise. Olise finds Harry Kane, quick turnaround, and it is Alphonso Davies on the left-hand side. He checks, he sends a quick one in, and is this it? The ball is now with Leon Goretzka, Michael Olise, but unfortunately, he lifted the ball up too high, and there was no one there to connect.
Indeed, Michael Olise gets in the ball, looking for a player on the left-hand side, couldn't get it. As you see, Alphonso Davies and Rafael Guerrero coming out for Guerrero has come out for Stanisic is also coming in for Alphonso Davies, and Jamal Musiala coming in for Rafael Guerrero. Bayern are picking up the pace. Bayern are changing gears. Bayern are pressing hard. It's not going to be an easy one for them. If they want to continue to make this record title here, it's going to be a tough day for them. But knowing Bayern and what they're capable of this season, I have no doubt that they could pull up a massive comeback here. But Mainz are not going to take it easy lie or take it lying down. Mainz are pressing. Gerald Becker. He's trying to beat the Bayern defense that he just couldn't get it. Jonas Obisch with the ball. But it's a close one there. Hiraki Ito managed to bring Gerald Becker down a little bit there. Whoa, what a tough day for Bayern. We're not so excited to see Bayern suffering coming from the downs. Michael Olise on the right-hand side, doing the usual Michael Olise thing and looking for Nicholas Jackson, and we have a corner kick there. But Stefan Posch is saying it's not a corner kick, that Nicholas Jackson touched it with his hand. What does the referee say? I don't see any handball there.
I don't see that either.
Mainz fans are also very ecstatic today because playing a team of Bayern with the caliber of Bayern, but how they're strong this season and beating them right now by 3-1 is not an easy one. See what Bayern can do. Jonas Obisch playing to Goretzka. Goretzka looks on his left-hand side, sees Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson checks and turns and plays all the way to this, also towards his left. And who is that there? We have got Alphonso Davies on the right back there, on the left back there, played all the way to Pavlovic. This is Min-Jae Kim. Min-Jae Kim looking for Konrad Laimer. Konrad Laimer trying to beat 3 Bayern defense, but chooses to play to Michael Olise. Is he going to take a shot? No, he didn't. But then he plays to Nicholas Jackson. It looks like a Bayern player has been brought down in the 18-yard box. And they're calling for a penalty, but the referee is not going to give it. This was Jamal Musiala. Looks like Musiala was brought down. There was a slight contact there, but it's not a contact that is strong enough for a referee to call for a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like a foul. Jamal Musiala had a first touch, but he fell. I mean, I didn't see any offense in that tackle. Bayern trying every trick in the book to try to, reduce the gap between the goals.
Of course, it's football. Hiraki Ito defended there, good defending there against Tits. Philip Tits. And now we have Bitma taking that throw in all the way to the back towards Dani da Costa. Dani da Costa decided to play all the way to the front there, but Geraldo Becker, Tits, and Amiri were not there. The ball picked up by Leon Goretzka. Plays all the way to Min-Jae Kim. Min-Jae Kim looks for Konrad Laimer on the right hand side. Konrad Laimer trying to beat Paul Debel. And then we have DIA. DIA plays all the way to Michael Olise, who loses possession there to Moene. Moene kicks the ball out, and now we have, I think, a throw in to Mainz. Moene taking his time. Throws the ball towards the touchline in front of his own company, who picks up the ball, hands it over to Geraldo Becker again. Is that Geraldo Becker? No, I don't think that's Geraldo Becker, but plays all the way there. Geraldo Becker now in possession. Tries to beat a tussle there between the two, Geraldo Becker and Min-Jae Kim. Kim, of course, very strong. Bayern in possession in the center circle, Pavlovic. Ostanisic playing all the way to Jackson. Jackson takes a shot, lands in the hands of Bats. Cool and calculated one there, but Bats has managed to get it comfortably in his hands. Bayern are doing everything they can to get an equalizer here, but they are 2 goals down. They're going to fight really hard if they want to equalize or even win this game. Mainz are going to give them a tough day. Ball in the hands of Mainz. On Mainz is half in the 18-yard box. Bats takes a shot. Oh, yeah, couldn't make anything out of it, and now Bayern are in possession. In that standardization, picking Harry Kane. Harry Kane just couldn't get through that particular one there. Barnes was managed to take it again. Very close from Harry Kane. It's a struggling. Bayern are struggling, but we see Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson looking for Michael Olise. It's not an easy one. Leon Goretzka looks for Konrad Laimer. Laimer tries to beat it, but plays to Michael Olise. Michael Olise takes the flanking comfortably and it landed in the hands of Daniel Batz. Daniel Batz has been very, very useful today for Mainz there.
Clearly, the game Bayern Munich has turned on the heat in this game. Since the second half started, there have been more cross-ins in the second half for Bayern Munich than the entirety of the first half. They are creating more opportunities, more chances, and Michael Olise has been very instrumental to that.
Bayern, of course, trying to do a slow build-up there. Taking their time. It feels like this is the calm before the storm. At least that's how it feels to me. Ndiaye pushed it. Trying to beat Tit. Can't get through Philip Tit. Philip Tit plays all the way to Michael Olise, who's been brought down there by Mwene. Philip Mwene proving to be a bit tough there, but Michael Olise was very quick and picks out to Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson plays towards the penalty area, but Bayern seems to not be in control right now as Mainz tries to get the ball and loses possession. A quick throw in there. Oh, we've got a bit of a tussle there between Jamal Musiala and the Mainz defender. That's Paul Nebel, Mainz midfielder. We got a corner kick, a quick one taken by Jamal Musiala. Musiala plays all the way to Alexander Pavlovic. Pavlovic now playing again to Musiala. Musiala looking for Pavlovic. Pavlovic doing the same thing twice. He just couldn't quite get it. Actually, that was Stanisic, not Pavlovic. If you know me, you know I keep mixing those two. Indeed, I just can't tell the difference between Pavlovic and Stanisic because they wear 44 and 45. And sometimes you can never tell what is 44 and what is 45. Bayern are pressing. Jonas Obisch playing towards his left-hand side there. That is currently where Goretzka is playing. Goretzka seems to have pushed a bit towards defending. Konrad Laimer, the right back there, played to Olise. Olise picks out Ndiaye. Ndiaye trying to beat three Mainz player and he succeeded and he plays the ball flat, but no one to pick him. But we have Stanisic, plays there to Jamal Musiala. Musiala just couldn't get through. Couldn't beat Danny Da Costa.
I took my heart out for Ndiaye. Took on three Mainz defenders, beat them, and sent in that long cross. Impressive. Very, very impressive.
There's one thing, though, I like about Vincent Kompany, that he gives his players free card, He's disciplined, but at the same time, he tells them, you have freedom to do stuff. Make mistakes and learn from it. And I guess the mistakes Sapoko Ndiaye is making today, he might learn from those mistakes and improve on them. As we watch Jamal Musiala struggling there with Geraldo Becker. Becker looks to have been knocked down a bit by Musiala.
The heat has been turned on to Mainz. They are not getting as many free balls as they did in the first half.
No, that freedom they had before, they don't have it anymore. Amiri taking that free kick, but headed off by Min Jae Kim. Mainz still in possession, plays all the way to the back. That is Stefan Posch. Stefan Posch looks out there for Mainz midfielder, played all the way there to Sano. Sano, who's he going to play with? Decides to play there to the right hand side. This could be a goal. A close opportunity. Is ball still in play, but kicked off by Michael Olise. Ball now in the half of Mainz. Mainz came really close there. They came really close to scoring another goal, which should have been dangerous there for Bayern today. But I guess the word that Vincent Kompany had with these players kind of helped change things a little bit. Bayern in possession with a little bit of tussle there in the center circle. Harry Kane plays all the way there to Jamal Musiala. He takes a shot. No, there was no deflection there, but Jamal Musiala seemed to have found his form after getting that play there from Harry Kane and takes a shot towards the Bart's right hand side on his left hand side, and yeah, that was a really dangerous one.
Brilliant attempt there by Jamal Musiala. He's always been a very interesting, brilliant chap, and Bayern Munich have proven that they can work the ball into the 18-yard box, but they can also shoot from outside.
Indeed. A scoreline across the Bundesliga. Quick one there. Bayer Leverkusen are leading Cologne by 2-0. As Mainz on the attack. That was a really close one there. A really close opportunity for Mainz. Nadim Amiri takes that shot but deflected by a Bayern defense there. This is a throw in for to Mainz. Big taken by their defender Dominic Kohr. No, actually this is Silvan Widmer. Widmer plays up. Tries to get it into the hands of Geraldo Becker, but they just couldn't quite get it, and the ball went off, and now we have a goal kick. Jonas Obisch put it in the hands of, gives the responsibility there to BJ Kim. BJ Kim now playing in the defensive position there, I think with Goretzka. Goretzka has been made to push a bit towards Bayern are playing with a different kind of play that we put in a different kind of play that is hard to describe right now. But they're pressing, everyone is pressing. Stanisic losing possession. Mainz playing from the right hand side there, but an opportunity, Paul Nabel. Dangerous Paul Nabel coming in there. This is going to be dangerous to Bayern. Takes his shot, but just couldn't quite go through there. Very good defending by Iraqi too. Paul Nabel in possession again, but loses it now to Goretzka. Goretzka plays all the way to plays BJ Kim. Alphonso Davies was brought down there by Mainz. No, this is Diaye. Diaye was brought down there, but he seems to be fine, and he's moving forward again. Harry Kane coming all the way towards the center circle there and looking for... I think he was trying to pick Conrad Lima and Olise right to the front there. Olise brought down the player. We see some changes now.
Conrad Liner will have to be very careful because he's already on a yellow card, and so he will need to be cautious.
I'm going to see him coming in there for Geraldo Becker. Becker has had a brilliant game today. He's played a brilliant game. He's been very active in the front and even at some point at the back. Quite happy to see him score for his new team, Mainz. Let's see what team is going to be able to do at the front there. This tells you, of course, Bayern are not invisible. Anything could happen in football. Diaye against Tit. Diaye plays to Michael Olise. Olise looks out for Jamal Musiala. Musiala now playing to Ito. Ito back to Musiala, coming from the center circle, trying to beat it. But he still gets the possession, plays on to Goretzka. Goretzka looks to his left-hand side, and that is Stanisic. Stanisic to Bayern still in possession. Konrad Laimer. Laimer to Olise. Olise trying to beat Moine. Moine struggling, but he did succeed. And he takes the shot!
Oh,
and he's got a goal!
Bender!
That is the usual Michael Olise!
What a bender!
Scoring a perfect bender there. Bayern are coming up. Wow! This is just wow, Michael.
Unbelievable, unbelievable, brilliant goal there by Michael Olise. He cut in from the right-hand side, from the near side, from the commentary position. The cross came in, the pass came in from Konrad Laimer, and the Mainz defense thought it was going to be a one-touch, but then Michael Olise casting into the 18-yard box. He checks the position of bats, and he bends the ball. I've never seen a bend like this. From the edge of the 18-yard box, he bends the ball all the way to the corner of the goal. Unbelievable. Such a bender, such a beautiful game, such a beautiful goal. Bayern proven and coming into the game. The score line is now 3-2, and now it is within reach for Bayern Munich. Absolutely.
Indeed. This was actually the first bender Michael Olise has been able to get since he came in there in the second half. And that particular first one there, he managed to convert into a goal. Mainz are pressing from the right-hand side. But the ball all the way over the post as Jonas Obisch struggled or takes a really quick one there. Max Eber, the Bayern sporting director, with Maori tattoos, looking very anxious from the stands.
I will be anxious as well, because first half 3-0. Second half, and you're already 3-2. I will be very anxious.
Indeed. Bayern will be like, this is our Bayern, we've got to do something. And they're pressing again. Konrad Laimer plays to Alphonso Davies. Davies tries to beat Amiri. No, actually, this is not Amiri. This is the new kid in the block. That's Sim. Amindo Sim gets that ball there. And he's still pressing really hard. What is Sim going to do? Up, started his ground. There's been a couple of attempts to bring him down, but they couldn't quite get it. Vidma plays that ball all the way to the back, and we see Dominic Quo looking there for Moine. Moine plays all the way back to... Oh, this could be a shot. A small opportunity for Mainz. Moine takes that shot, but headed away by Bayern. Hurricane now in possession, but Hurricane always likes to take a wide shot and looking out for Nicholas Jackson. But Daniel Bax was so quick to get that ball. Tiet playing out there to Danny Da Costa. What is he going to do? Is he going to take that shot? He tries to look out there. He tries to play all the way there again for Paul Debel on the right hand side there, but they lost possession. Hurricane again with that ball. This is Stanisic playing over his left hand side. Nicholas Jackson tries to beat Vidma. Is he going to succeed? He does play to Jamal Musiala, who's in the 18-yard box. Is he going to take a shot? And he lays it for Konrad Laimer. Laimer plays again to his right hand side, but lost possession. Good defending by Mainz. Good defending by Philipp Moine.
But Mainz living dangerously.
Dangerously. We see another changes there.
More trouble coming in for Mainz as we see Jonathan Tah coming on for Ndiaye.
Young star Ndiaye is finally taking a break. I must say, even though he made some mistakes, he played a brilliant game. Quite happy to see him. And from the applause he's getting outside, everyone is happy to see him. A kid his age,
playing nearly 80 minutes.
Playing in the center for Bayern. You've got the key to Bayern.
Absolutely.
That is amazing. And coming not from any other European team, coming directly from West Africa, from Senegal, to the Bayern midfield. What a story there. I think that's the story we need to tell in the video, Michael.
We definitely need to do. We need to check out this India kid and, you know, his journey to such heights.
Indeed. Master of defense, Jonathan Tah. He's taking control now. He's going to put things in order at the back there. Stanisic looking, playing all the way back there. BJ Kim back to Tah. Tah plays to his left-hand side, and that is Hiraki Ito. Ito's also had a really, really good defending game there. Even though there were some few blunders there, some of the goals actually came from inside. Throw in, taken by Michael Olise all the way to Conrad Lyman on the back of the right-hand side here. Lyman looking for Jamal Musiala. Musiala plays all the way to Stanisic. Bayern pressing hard. Stanisic again. To BJ Kim. BJ Kim plays all the way to Goretzka. Bayern, Jamal Musiala has been brought down by Paul Debel. I hope he's not injured. He's just recovering from injury, hoping to get to travel to the US for the World Cup. I beg your pardon, that was not Paul Debel that brought down Jamal Musiala. That was Dominic Moore.
Yeah. And 50-50 balls, Bayern winning most of them. And, you know, trying everything to get the advantage, you know, get the decisions in their favor. And so clearly, Mainz will need to step that up. They need to fight for the 50-50 balls. It seems like in some instances they're afraid to go in for the tackles and stuff like that. But Bayern Munich is not afraid. And they are willing to put their legs and necks and bodies on the line in order to get the advantage. And this second half clearly has been a different game compared to the first half.
Indeed. Nadim Amiri, who's had a really good game, is coming out. And I think Widmer is also coming out. Silvan Widmer is also coming out there for Leonard Maloney and Anthony Kashi. Stanisic having a word with Michael Olise, who is taking that free kick. Is he going to go for goal or is he going to go for his player? He takes it to the powerful left to wait for his players. Into the head of Hurricane. That was Stanisic. And but Bayern still in possession or struggling there. A header again. Stanisic in possession, plays all the way to Nicholas Jackson, who takes Jamal Musiala. Musiala checks and tries to beat three-man. It didn't succeed. Oh! Bayern have scored! Bayern have got an equalizer! Jamal Musiala! Musiala is having a comeback. Bayern are having a comeback. This is an interesting game. Wow!
I'm lost for words. Absolutely lost for words, Buba. I cannot believe how Mainz can let 3 goals just slip out of their hands. They had this game in the bag in the first half.
They've squandered it.
Dominated it.
They've squandered
3 goals to 0, and they allow Bayern Munich to equalize 3-3. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. This is crazy, man. Wow. Bayern coming down from 0 to 0 all now to 3-3. But also really, really good assist there by Michael Olise, who struggled, got that ball. But look at Jamal Musiala. The kid is back, taking in 4 players alone. And he just happened to find himself with that ball, and he's just like knocking in. Da Costa had no chance of stopping that one. Anyways, across the Bundesliga, Wolfsburg, Bayern Mönchengladbach, Borussia Mönchengladbach, sorry. That game is still 0-0. Frankfurt have equalized in Augsburg. Heidenheim have scored another goal, 2 goals to 0. Cologne have also scored a goal to make it 1-0. against Bayer Leverkusen. While Bayern have had their comeback, it looks like their run of unbeaten in the return leg is still safe.
It is still safe, definitely.
And they've set a new record in the history of the Bundesliga.
They go for it again.
Of course, they're still hungry. Stadion is playing so. Whoa! Oh, another goal! Thank you. Of course, Bayern is not Bayern without Harry Kane. Bayern is not winning the game without Harry Kane. Harry Kane, out of nothing, out of really nothing.
Listen,
I could believe this, man.
I cannot believe this.
Let's go home. Let's just leave this place.
I would be so disappointed if I were a Mainz fan in the stadium, seeing my team fall apart, goal after goal after goal after goal. I would be so disappointed.
This is crazy.
And Urs Fischer doesn't seem to have any response, any remedy.
He can't believe it. He was like, you can see
what's happening.
Yeah,
he can see his team falling apart in front of his eyes, and he has no solution. And so once again, this goal is a combination of Michael Olise, Jamal Musiala, and finally finding Harry Kane working on that right-hand side. The telepathy between Michael Olise and Jamal Musiala has been fantastic this afternoon.
It's been
great.
It's a
1-2. Then Jamal Musiala lays the ball. He tries to find the far post away from Bats, but Bats gets his hand to the ball, and it falls squarely in front of Harry Kane, who taps it in for the fourth goal. Bayern Munich now ahead 4-3, and we've played only 82 minutes. There's still time for more.
There's still time for more, as Bayern set new records there. But wow, Jamal Musiala, that kid is back. Whoever had doubts that he's not fit enough to play for Germany at the World Cup, look at him now. He said in a statement, look at me now. This is me, Jamal Musiala, and I'm ready to go to the US. Take me, Julian Nagelsmann. You could see how he commanded that particular goal there. Took it all the way from Michael Olise. Put it here. Michael Olise put it for him.
Yep.
And he just took that perfect flank in there for Harry Kane, who had no trouble putting it at the back of the post.
And more substitutions coming in, but perhaps too late now. Maybe Urs Fischer is going to try to rescue, at least get an equalizer. But I doubt that's going to be possible at this stage of the game, because when you let slip a 3-goal advantage and you wait till the 83rd minute, I doubt that you've got anything special up your sleeves in the 86th minute that you're going to pull off. You know,
it did. Mainz tried to press again, loses possession. Michael Olise played from the right hand side and is brought down by Muene. Olise seems to take it quite easy.
Of course he will. They are 4 goals up. They are winning, and now they only have to play for time.
It did. Wow, this Bayern team is. It's tough. It's really tough to beat them. When Mainz thought they had this in the bag, and they just wandered it just like easily. Some changes there. Paul Nebel has been taken out. And Dominic Kor is also out. William Boving and Nelson Viper. Muene has had a really good game today, has had a really good day, but of course he's not going to be happy towards the end of it. After squander is such a massive opportunity. Dominic Kor also just couldn't believe it. He's out and you can see the disappointment in him. A throw in. Stanisic. But Mainz's defense in possession as the ball is being played on the right-hand side. What is Mainz going to do? Change the strategy? Change it to go into the defending, or actually keep pressing? Jonathan Tah headed that ball away for a throw in there to Mainz. Mainz throwing it to the back, trying to have a slow build-up from the back, playing towards the right-hand side, edging towards the 18-yard box. Could it be an opportunity for Mainz? No, it's not. Bayern clears it off. Danny Da Costa coming again from the center circle. Is he going to place it? Pushing the guy on towards the right-hand side. Jonathan Tah is there to save that ball. Headed it out again, and a little bit of a tussle and struggle there between the Bayern player and the Mainz player. Mainz in possession, playing towards the 18-yard box. Bayern takes possession. Oh, a Bayern player has been brought down. And the referee gives it, this is Jamal Musiala. The referee gives it as a goal kick there to Bayern. Seeb, bring it down. Amindu Seeb, bring it down. Jamal Musiala. Musiala as well trying to take in the Bayern cause. Bayern sides, pressing from the back to the front, just like Hurricane, just like any other Bayern player. This Bayern team seems like, shapeshifters, if you can call it like that.
Exactly.
They can take any shape.
At one time, you've got Nicholas Jackson as the striker, but then you've got Hurricane scoring goals, and you've got Michael Olise playing as forward, so it's hard.
It's hard for any team to play against this team. As we watch Champions League, looking forward to Champions League. Bayern will be taking on PSG again for the second time this season. It's going to be an interesting one. Bayern's on the offensive. A shot taken by Amindu Seeb. But all the way over the bar. It can come quite close there as we watch a replay of that amazing goal by Michael Olise. And then the second one there, Jamal Musiala. This is the fourth one, assist from Jamal Musiala to Hurricane, who quite easily put it at the back of the net there. Bayern at the back, leading Mainz 4-3. Mainz have been really confident, huh? Having 2-3 Bayern players in the defense while they try to play from the back there. This is what happens when you lose possession as they have. Michael Olise, is he going to take a shot? He plays brilliantly to Hurricane. Hurricane. Of course, with his experience, trying to get the ball out, and he did manage to get, I think, a throw in there for Bayern. We are 90 minutes and we have 7 minutes of added time. 7 minutes of added time. It could be 7 minutes of nightmare for Mainz, or it could be 7 minutes of things to turn around. Let's see what happens. Jonathan Tah.
It could be 7 minutes for one more goal for either side.
Either that as well. Ball being played. Hurricane on the front there. He manages to beat the Bayern's defense. Hurricane has been brought down. Still struggling to get the ball. Back up position. Actually, Michael Olise takes that ball and plays it all the way to Jamal Musiala. Musiala looks for Stanisic. There's to Stanisic. A brilliant leader between Stanisic and Olise. In Conor Lima, it looks like they're toying around with these kids, eh?
Yeah, now they are playing exhibition football.
Bayern, big Bayern, they've done what they're supposed to do. And now all they got to do is big time. A brilliant leader, Hurricane. Nicholas Jackson came really close there. A 1-2 touch there between Nicholas Jackson and Hurricane. And the ball being played all the way back. As Jonathan Tah plays to Jonas Obish. Jonas Obish takes a deep shot all the way to the left-hand side towards Jamal Musiala. but Mainz defense managed to get the ball away. Now we have a throw into Bayern.
And talking about shifting Bayern Munich, Jamal Musiala started playing on the right-hand side. Now he switched onto the left-hand side. So if you're doing positional marking, it's going to be very hard. If you're doing man marking, it's going to be really, really tough. These guys are playing everywhere and anywhere. Harry Kane is playing behind, Nicholas Jackson. But at times, Harry Kane is the top striker, and then so they are switching things around.
Indeed. I think the best solution against Bayern is just, block the spaces. Don't follow the man marking, just keep the spaces blocked. If you're able to do that, you might stand a chance against Bayern. Mainz in possession. From the center circle, Danny Da Costa plays all the way back to goalkeeper Daniel Bat. Daniel Bat, Ojin is meant to push forward as he throws that ball. Oh, and we see a little bit of a tussle there between Bat and Minje Kim managed to save that ball, and now we're going to kick Kaishu Sano. We have a throw in there. Philip Moene taking this throw in. The Bayern stage seems to be very loud, but it's actually hard to differentiate between the Bayern fans and the Mainz fans because they are all in red and white. Except the tifos and the flags, that's where you can see who is who. Mainz in possession, trying to have a slow build-up. Tries to aim it there for the right-hand side of the post there, but it was an easy one. It went all the way out. Jonas Obic didn't have to do anything to get that ball. As we watch this replay, look at the shenanigans of Michael Olise. Not looking, he's crossing on one side, looking to the other side.
Yeah, they've delivered the goods, and so they can afford to relax. 4 minutes of 7 minutes of the extra time have been played. We only have 3 minutes left.
Wow. What an interesting day. Is this going to be a blotter there? No. Kicked off peacefully and easily by Bayern. Bayern are taking things quite easy right now after they've got their easy lead into this game. They don't have much work to do right now. They just got to take it easy because it's a day that they can count, and it's a day that can bring them more records because this is all they're fighting for, as they've already secured the title, or the Meisterschale, as we say it in German here. So there's nothing more to play for other than for records to say that they've won. They've played this particular season with more goals and more assists ever in the history of Bayern. Mainz are pushing. They're not letting go. A really good attempt there as they got a corner kick. And Bayern have to be very, very careful right now as they're very susceptible to goals in set pieces. A corner kick for Mainz, and it's gonna be a shot, but deflected again. Another one.
Ooh!
Oh,
that
this was
close.
Sano.
That was close. Perhaps the last attempt by Mainz, because we've played all 7 minutes of extra time, and Mainz could not rescue this game. This game seems, any moment from now, the referee is going to whistle for the end of this game as we see Jonas Albrecht kick the ball, a goal kick.
Indeed, Gaishu Sano came really close there to put it another one back at behind Jonas Albrecht, but just couldn't quite get it. Jonas Albrecht takes a shot towards the right-hand side. to Michael Olise, who was already outside of the pitch. And it looks like we have a yellow card. It's been given again. It's been given out. I think this time around, this yellow card is for a Mainz player for delaying the game. Throwing there. Mainz in possession, playing from the right hand side. Is this going to be something, an opportunity to convert? Nope, it did. Ball deflected on the foot of a Bayern player, and now we have another corner kick to Mainz. Exciting times, critical moment for Bayern. Whether this is the win they're going to take home. Oh, another header outside. I think came from the head of. I thought it came up, but the referee has called it.
Whistled for the end of the game. A game that has been such a fairy tale.
I don't even know what to say, Michael.
It started off with Bayern Munich losing.
I feel defeated. I feel completely defeated.
Imagine the Mainz supporters in the stadium. They certainly are going to feel it much more than you are feeling it now, because they started this game this afternoon on a very, very high note. At the end of the first half, they have scored 3 goals, and they were flying. Coming to the second half, Vincent Kompany makes changes into the team, and gradually, Bayern Munich begins to come into the game, and we have goals by Nicolas Jackson in the 53rd minute, Michael Olise in the 73rd minute, Yama Musiala in the 80th minute, Harry Kane in the 83rd minute, and then it's done. 4 goals in the space of 20-25 minutes. They had equalized and scored an extra to win this game. And it just shows you the quality of this side. I mean, sorry to say, but I'm not sure in any other competition you can go up ahead 3-0 and allow yourself to be outplayed in the second half, concede 4 goals in the second half. I don't know of any other team that can do this in this Bundesliga aside from Bayern Munich, and it's just fantastic.
Well put, Michael. Well put. This is this is just an exciting. I also just cannot believe it. I keep shaking my head here. How could Mainz lose this game? How could they lose it? They had it. They had it in the first half. They scored 3 goals in the first half. They just had to defend in the second half.
Yeah.
They just had to defend in the second half. But nope, they did not do that. In my opinion, they were a bit too selfish. They wanted to score more goals.
Yeah.
And that went really bad for them.
But also, it's very hard to defend against a team like Bayern Munich. You cannot do that. You need to maintain that balance. You need to be able to go forward. You need to hold the ball. You need to try to, move forward.
But at least if you defend, you have chances of stopping this sort of goals. And you see most of the goals that came somehow from like quasi counter-attack.
Yeah.
When, Mainz build up slowly, they all push the press really high.
Yeah.
And then they're not able to push really back. And Bayern has the quality of players to press really fast.
Yeah.
This is exactly how they manage to get their goals.
Yeah, definitely. And it's unfortunate and very, very unfortunate for Mainz that they lost this game. But this was their game. This game was theirs for the taking. But unfortunately, they did not do that. Fortunately, however, for Bayern Munich, they continued their run in this Bundesliga. They have won 26 times. They have lost only once, and they have drawn 4 times. And they have a goal difference of plus 81. They have a goal difference of plus 81 with 82 points. Their closest challenger, which it happened to be Borussia Dortmund, have 64 points. That is more than 22 points or 20-point difference, roughly 20-point difference between them and their closest challenger. And so there was really, or there is really no discussion about the difference in class here. Bayern Munich are on a different level, and they displayed it here this afternoon when in the second half they showed that they have the mentality, they have the quality to be able to come in the second half for 45 minutes and turn the games around. They can afford to gamble with the first half and totally make a killing of the game in the second half. And that is very, very impressive for me. I thought, and I said this when we were going after the first half, I said perhaps Vincent Kompany had left it too late to try to rescue this game. How wrong I was. I was so wrong. I thought it would be impossible to come back from 3 goals. But yeah, I guess I need to know Bayern Munich better. They absolutely have proven that they can do that and more. Even in the last 10 minutes, if they wanted to, they could have gone for another goal, but they just decided to take it easy and hold on to their lead and try to run down the clock and end the game.
You could actually see,
yeah,
this is what makes an experienced team good, because they know that they've achieved what they needed to achieve. So instead of pressing hard and continue to make mistakes and get that goal, so they keep the game really quiet.
Yeah,
they make it so boring for Mainz that Mainz cannot do anything beyond running around.
Yeah. And run around, they tried to run around, they tried to get the ball, but in the end there was really no discussion about that. Bayern Munich had the game in the bag, and I mean the kind of connection that you have between Michael Olise and Jamal Musiala. To be honest, Buba, initially when Bayern Munich signed on Michael Olise, I thought it was going to be some sort of clash between Michael Olise and Jamal Musiala, because Musiala used to play the role of Olise in the team.
Yeah.
He used to be the one who displaces defenders, who works his way in between
from the right hand side there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so Michael Olise has integrated so well into the team that you're able to. Kompany brings in Jamal Musiala, who plays in the middle and switches to the right, but then he has this connection with Michael Olise. They understand each other, and so they're able to work so well. And kudos to them for being able to harness their individual skills and talents to make this such a great team. And I mean, it's so beautiful to see how they play. Don't also forget that they've got Luis Diaz, also who plays typically on the left-hand side, who's also quite a skillful player. And you have all these skillful players, and they somehow are able to harmonize very, very well in the team. And Kompany has done a fantastic job at that.
Indeed. I would say, though, there's a little bit of luck there. Because every time one of those key Bayern players gets injured, it's exactly around the same time that the other player recovers. If you look at right now, Serge Gnabry was pretty much in form. But at some point, when he started Bayern, he was like pretty much in form. And he lost it for a season, 2 seasons. It was not there. In this season, he happens to be there at a time when players like Alphonso Davies got injured, Jamal Musiala got injured. And this were all away. Musiala was away for almost a year or so, and that's the time when Serge Gnabry was at the top of his form, and Serge Gnabry is now injured. And he's going to be away for the rest of the season and for probably a long time as well. And he's not going to the World Cup either because of that injury. But that's the time Jamal Musiala is back. Looking at the way Jamal Musiala played today, to me, my opinion, he's fully back. I mean, he's not fully top peak performance yet, like the Jamal Musiala we used to know. But the contribution, his contribution to today's game, to me, is back.
Absolutely. And I mean, you can clearly see it, that he being out for so long with an injury did not really affect his form. He played very brilliantly. He understands the game. He goes in for those 50-50 balls. he put himself in the game.
Yeah.
And you can clearly see that. I mean, fantastic chap, fantastic player. No criticisms about him whatsoever. He's a top player.
Indeed. So far this particular Bundesliga season, Bayern have scored now 109 goals in this season. In the Champions League, of course, 38 goals. DFB Pokal, that's the German Cup, 11 goals. So in total, in all competition, Bayern have scored this season 162 goals. So it's official after this game today.
Yeah.
Bayern have defeated their record set in 1971-72 of 100 goals.
Yeah.
Their recorded goal was 101 goals.
Yeah.
And now they have 109 goals after this particular game today.
Absolutely. I mean, it's such a fantastic team. Anyone can score, as you've seen. When you look at the players who scored today, it was basically anyone on the front can score. Nicolas Jackson, Michael Olise, Musiala, Harry Kane, Luis Diaz, any of these players is capable of scoring. And so, I mean, sometimes
that's another point that people keep forgetting.
Yeah.
That the scoring progress it spreads across the Bayern team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And sometimes people forget that Luis Diaz is actually a striker, but he plays in the midfield. You know, you've got Harry Kane who scored so many goals, Serge Gnabry. You know, you've got Nicolas Jackson. Any one of these players is capable and more than capable of, taking on a team and defeating them, just like we saw this afternoon.
Indeed. Bayern have one. They have 3 more games in the Bundesliga to go. They have one German Cup to play. That is the final against Stuttgart. And then they have the Champions League match, the semifinals against PSG. So we look forward to what Bayern are going to do. For now, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for being with me. My name is Buba Jallo.
And Buba did this with me, Michael Oti. Catch you again next week for another round of action in the Bundesliga.
DW. Made for Minds.